All right. Today we're going to be going through mixture and percentage questions. These ones are tough. Mixture and percent you're going to find are pretty similar. They work the same way, the same rules we had before. You got let statements, write equations, sub and solve, write a word, sentence, answer. So let's just do some examples. Cashew nuts cost $22 per kilogram, mixed with Brazil nuts that cost that much per kilogram. The final mixture weighs this much and sells for this much. So this is going to mess me up, but let's just think, because sometimes they're not going to ask you this question and you still need to know the answer. So let's just try and write our let statements to start. So I know I'm going to be dealing with cashews and I'm going to be dealing with Brazil nuts. I know the price per kilogram, but I don't know how many kilograms of cashews I have. That unknown is going to be my variable. So C represent kilograms of cashew. This is why the units are really important, because in this question, cashew also has a price. It has a price and a weight, right? We might have 20 pounds or 20 kilograms and they cost $22 each. The numbers are different. So I don't need the dollars, I need the kilograms. We do the same thing for Brazil nuts with B, kilograms of Brazil nuts. Okay? Now, we're going to have two sentences again. The first sentence, the mixture weighs 50 kilograms. So that means the total is going to be 50 kilograms. I need to add the two together, C plus B. C is the weight, B is the weight. So if I do weight plus weight equals weight, that makes sense. Okay, this is just weights. Now I'm going to do the second equation. It sells for $18 a kilogram. Be very, very careful, because if I do like 22 plus 16 equals 18, that doesn't make any sense. So we have to think a little bit about what we're doing. Let's do total, because total usually goes at the end. The total price, let's say, would equal the weight times the price. That just makes sense. So the weight, we know, it just told us it was 50. 50. And then the price, it also told us 18. So that's my total over here. Now I need to figure out what am I putting together. I'm obviously adding these two nuts together in order to get that. So I'm going to add a bunch of cashews and a bunch of Brazil nuts. Now this is money, because we did amount times money gives us money. This is just weight. So I need to multiply it by the value. So the value here is 22, because that's what it told us in the question. And the value here is 16. So now we actually have our fully completed equation. If I take the amount of cashews and multiply it by the value, that'll give me the total price of all the cashews in the mix. And this one will give me the total price of all the Brazil nuts. This will give me the total of the whole thing if I mix them together. And if you look, we have two equations, so we're done. Now we can just substitute and solve. The reason this question asked how much does it cost to buy the whole mixture, that was this. It won't always ask you that. You just need to know that you need to do that in order to write the second equation. All right, second one, we got some investments. So she invested a bunch of money, and here it says how much did she invest in each mutual fund. So I'm going to say let X represent the amount of money in fund 1, and then Y will represent the money in fund 2, because that's what she said. So it says her total inheritance was that. So I can make an equation out of that. That's going to be X plus Y equals 4,800, because amount of money, amount of money, amount of money. Now the second question, I'm going to have to deal with these percentages and stuff. So this is going to be this second equation. At the end of 1 year, her fund had earned this much interest, and the other had earned 12% interest, and it had made that much money in total. So let's do this. The total money that we made, that's the total. In order to get the total, we have to add the first fund and the second fund. We can do X plus Y, but we can't just add the amounts they have. This is just the interest. So I need to multiply it by the percentage. This is the trick. A lot of kids will see the 10.5 and write 10.5. Remember, 10.5% isn't actually 10.5. It's 0.105. Okay, you got to divide it by 100, because that's how percent works. This one's going to be 0.12. As long as you remember to do that 12% is actually 0.12, then you'll be golden. We have our two equations. You can solve the rest using sub and solve. Last one. Very similar to percentage question again. This one's saying how many milliliters of each solution are mixed. So again, let X represent milliliters of solution 1. And let's call it the two solutions. One was 45 and one was 70%. So let's call that one the 45%. And then Y will represent milliliters of solution 70%. Okay, so here it says we're going to make 180 milliliters in total. So that means x plus y equals 180. Again, easy because milliliters, 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 no problem. Now we got to do the stuff with the percentages. So in order to do the percentage, I need to do my total over here. Okay, the total, I need to take the percentage. So the total percentage is 60 for the final one, and again that's 0.60, and multiply it by the amount. The amount is 180 because it told us that was the total. Now I need the two things I'm going to be mixing, the x amount and the y amount. And again, just like the last question, x, we're not just going to mix the milliliters, we need to mix by how concentrated it is. So this is going to be 0.45x, this is going to be 0.70y. So the idea is this is how much percentage we're going to get because it's the percentage times the amount. Same thing over here, same thing over here. You'll notice when we set these equations up, the units are always standard throughout. Okay, so this was number times number, or percentage times amount, percentage times amount, percentage times amount. This was just amount, amount, amount. Okay, we have two equations. When you sub and solve to find the answer, and that's it.